That's $10,000, Connor. Ha ha! Yeah! Yeah! This show is not for sharpshooters. This show is a fucking machine gun. There's no chewy center to this show. It's all hard candy. This show is not a sniper on a fucking roof. This show is a drone taking out a village. Do not invite me into your house because I will come in and I will wreak fucking havoc. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Folks, how do you fill holes? I don't know how to fill holes. Well, I mean, I can fill holes, but not the big holes. Who am I? Who the fuck am I? I need a goddamn couch all the time. I come here and poor Lily has to sit down and just fucking listen to me. And I talked about it last week, but I'm talking about it again because literally I've been here for 2 hours now and just fucking talking to you. It's like I do an alternate show with her and then I fucking do a show with you guys. It's crazy. Because people go away and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people going away. The fuck is wrong with you people? Stick around. Quit leaving me. I'm tired. You can't go. All the plants are going to die. God damn it, stay. And you know what? You know what's funny? Nobody's even left yet, but in my head, they're gone. I'm just like, well, that person, they're gone. Inevitably, that person's going to leave. And Lily's just like, what are you talking? They're still here. No, they're not. They're gone. It's just a matter of fucking time until they leave. No, nobody's leaving you. Yes, they are. Everyone leaves. Everyone goes away. And Lily goes, well, yes, we all do. We all die. And I go, that's not what I want to hear. Take your fucking existential umbrella bullshit and walk. I don't give a fuck about everybody dies eventually. And fuck yeah, of course everybody dies, Confucius. Put that in a cookie and fucking wrap it up and give it to somebody who cares. Because I fucking don't. God damn it. I'm so tired of it. Stick around, everybody, and love me. Quit not loving me. I need you. Don't you get it? I want to act like I don't, but I fucking want you and need you. Stay. Don't go. I'm tired of shoving candy in this fucking hole. I want something else. You ever hear that there's a hole in the bucket? Dear Liza, there's a hole in the bucket in the bottom of the sea. I am the bottom of the sea. Get a bucket and a boat and a hole and a boat and a rope and a toy and whatever the fuck and shove it in there. Because God damn it, I am tired. I am tired of constantly having this gaping maw to fill. Long live the new flesh because I got a fucking hole in my stomach like Videodrome and you got to jam something in there and fucking keep me sane. Help me. Throw me a fucking rope. I didn't see Gravity, but the thought of spinning around in space with no hope is really, really fucking hitting home right now. Laugh. I don't give a fuck. It's true. It's totally true. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't.
We all feel that way.
I am, you know what I am? I'm like a cowboy. I'm a lone cowboy in the middle of a field on a horse, just twirling a lasso with nothing to fucking rope. There's nothing to rope. I am the eternal lasso. Lasso. God damn it. Just riding the range with a fucking rope, twirling around, looking for something to rope and hog tie. Let me hog tie you people. Quit running. Let's ford this stream and then get you and I can put my brand on you and you're mine. You're mine. You don't get to go anywhere, okay? I will brand you and you are staying and you're not going anywhere. Fuck this. I can't handle it anymore. I can't. And I wish I could. I wish I could pretend, oh yeah, everything's fine. It's not. It's not fine. I'm not fine. I need to be able to do the things that I do well to keep people around. That'll keep people around, right? If I just do the things that I do better than anything, if I could just, what can I bring to bear on somebody that could convince them to stay? What do I do? I talk, that's it. But then, unfortunately, that's the thing that drives people away, too. Dudes, when your greatest blessing is your greatest curse, it is a terrible gift. It is a terrible gift. I could talk a hungry cat off a fish truck, but I could also talk that cat into going right for my fucking jugular vein. And it would be all my fault. I wouldn't blame that cat either. Fuck that. I deserve to get taken out. You know what I need for that cat? A lasso. That's what I need. If I had a fucking lasso, I would rope that cat up and hog tie it. It's not going anywhere. It's staying with me. Fuck you and your constant exit strategy. Stick around. This is going to get good eventually. Right? It is. I think it's going to. If I didn't think that, I wouldn't keep doing it, right? God damn it. I'm telling Lily everybody leaves, everybody's going to go away. And she goes, I haven't gone away. I go, it's just a matter of fucking time. Everybody I meet is a fucking stopwatch. Believe me. Everybody I meet is red wire, blue wire, and I got to pull one or it's going to blow. We are just constantly waiting for someone to fucking bail. Everybody I meet, everybody I know. Totally true. I have a hole inside me that I don't even know. I can't even fucking explain it. I don't know why. I wish I could. And I don't know. Here's the thing. Huh?
I know why.
You know why I do? Why?
Yes, because you're still a 40-year-old boy.
Yes, fine. Okay, whatever. Look at you with the branding. Even in my moment of crisis, the branding. Way to reach across and get people engaged. Because you know what? People are listening to the show right now. They're like, who's this madman fucking screaming? Fuck this Howard Beale nonsense. Open a window and scream at somebody who fucking cares. Get Faye Dunaway to hire some Mau-Maus to shoot you in the fucking head, motherfucker. Get Ned Beatty to take you into a conference room and explain to you how the world really works.
No. Did you learn nothing from that?
Goddamn brilliant. So prescient. What is that, 1976? 1976, and it tells you everything. It's literally a blueprint for the rest of the fucking media. It's literally a blueprint to show you what was going to come and what was going to happen. Fucking Patty Chayefsky. Now there's a kindred spirit. Get him in here. Is he dead? Is he alive? I don't know. Let's call him. He needs to make a network for podcasting, and I'll just be the guy fucking screaming in a raincoat with a fucking audience, and then they'll have to assassinate me. Earwolf and Sideshow and All Things Comedy will send their fucking hit people, and they'll sneak into the oldest building in Hollywood and take me the fuck out while I'm on the air. All for the ratings. All for the ratings. Ned Beatty will come in a goddamn suit. Is he dead? He's not dead, is he?
I don't know.
Motherfucker, what is wrong with me? I am a giant goddamn bear trap just waiting to close. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know how to how do you entice people to stay? How do you keep them around? I don't know. I can't figure it out. And here's the thing. Again, nobody's left. Nobody's gone. I'm just trying to set up traps so they don't get to fucking escape. That's the thing is people get, I'm flame. People get close enough. They're just like, holy fuck, I'm going to get totally roasted by that guy. And I don't mind. He's kind of warm. But then I just want to pull them in and burn them to fucking ashes. People want to warm their hands on me. I want to burn their arms off to the stump. Because I burn bright and I burn hot, but don't get too close. But that's all I want is everybody close. I want to reach out with my flamey tendril arms and suck you up to my flamey breast and burn you to the fucking ground with me. Let's turn to ash together. Let's turn to fucking ash together. God damn it. Let's ruin everything. I got a head start. Catch up. Mother of God, what is wrong with me as a person? I can't be happy. I'm incapable of it. I think I am happy, and I am. I will be happy in the moment. I will be so fucking happy, and then I talk myself into not being happy in 30 fucking seconds. Whoever is a friend, whoever's close, I in my head, whatever they're doing is wrong. It doesn't matter. And I did it. I made them do that. I make it about me, no matter what the fuck it is. Someone could they come up to me and they're like, oh my God, my son is sick. And I'd just be like, oh, what did I do? What the fuck did I do to him? I had the flu once. Was it me? Did I bring flu in on my sweater? Oh my God, this sweater had the flu on it? I gotta burn the sweater. Fuck, I gotta burn everything. Let's turn to ash together, goddammit! Somebody fly a plane into me and collapse me. Fuck! I'm already a disaster. Let's just get it fucking declared. This is a loud show. Sorry, everybody. See? See? And now I've done that. Self-fulfilling prophecy. The people who are here, I just chased them away by being fucking loud. God damn it. But what can I do to trick people to stay? I got to do something, right? What do I do best? Again, I talk. That's it. I talk, and I talk people away, but I talk people close. I don't know. That and I go down on people. That's it. That's all I do. I'm all mouth. The best things I do in the world are I talk and I eat pussy. That's it. I got to go down on everybody so they don't leave. That's what I got to do, damn it.
Oh, Christ.
I got to go down on everybody so they don't fucking take off. Give them a reason to fucking stay. Because everybody fucking goes.
Oh, my Christ.
That's what I got to do. I got to go. I got to, because talking ain't working. I got to go down on everybody and make sure they stick around.
Oh my god.
You're first. You're here.
I'm still here. I'm not leaving.
What?
Leave me alone.
No, what the hell? I got to make sure you stay.
I'm staying. I don't need any encouragement. I'm staying.
Your loss.
Besides, the dick would confuse you.
What? Oh, seriously? Oh, you know, I got to be honest. I could probably work with that at this point. I don't mind. If it means you'll stay, I'm in. Because you know why? Because I'm so fucking good at that. I honestly, maybe it's time to challenge myself. Maybe it's time. Fucking Michael Jordan tried baseball.
That's the comparison.
Yeah, that's right. Once you've mastered one, why not try to fucking try all worlds?
Oh fuck.
Because I'm not using at least 2/3 of this area.
Oh Christ.
We got to see if that works.
Oh my god.
I got to make sure everybody stays.
Oh fuck.
Jesus Christ. And that's the problem, man, is it's like I fucking throttle it. I strangle it to death. Anything good at all, I pet it to death. I got a puppy in my pocket and it's fucking dead. It's dead. I pet it long and I pet it hard, and then I look at it and I go, what's wrong with you? Why are you dead-eyed at this point? Why have you climbed into somebody else's pocket? You should stay in my pocket. No, it's too rough in your pocket. What are you talking about?
Oh Christ.
Got to go down on that puppy and make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
Oh.
Oh, man. I fucking, dude. Because you know why? Because you're with yourself all the time. You're with you. You're always with you. And it's a weird cliche. No matter where you go, there you are. And there's that song by Social Distortion, fucking Ball and Chain, which is basically about that. Like, no matter what the fuck you do, you have to deal with yourself and your nonsense. And man, I gotta be honest, I am all nonsense. I am just all fucking nonsense. And it's this weird thing where, like, I think, you know, because Philip Seymour Hoffman died this week, and everybody's freaking out, and they're all like, "Oh my god, he was on heroin," and then they're mad at him, and they're sad at him, and all that. You know, I was fucking pissed. I won't lie, I was furious. You know, I made a joke about it the day it happened. And then I got emails from people and telling me on Facebook, and they're just like, dude, this is a fucking tragedy. What's wrong with you? Why would you say something mean like that? Because it's weird. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about there was an actor that I saw who I loved his work, and I was going to make fun of him on Twitter. And then I went, why would you do that? That's just fucking rude. You know, it's just silly. I don't like when people do it to me, so why would I fucking do it? It made me go, I'm bigger than Snark. In this moment, I am bigger than Snark. But then I made a joke about Philip Seymour Hoffman the night of the Super Bowl, and people got fucking crazy with me and yelled at me and wrote me notes. And some people it was funny. There was no blowback on the page itself, which I was surprised at. But people privately wrote me and they said shit. So that's when I wrote a follow up about the difference between tragedy and a shame is who's holding the needle, because Philip Seymour Hoffman, I was fucking pissed off that it happened. I can't sit here and be like, oh well, I understand, because I don't understand addiction. I don't think that I do. Well, here's the thing. Look, I recognize fully that I'm an addict.
Heroin addiction.
True. Yeah.
The addiction is addiction. The problem is the extra cheeseburger doesn't usually kill you on the spot. They don't find you with a burger in your mouth.
Yeah. Well, didn't they find Chris Farley with a burger in his mouth?
They found Chris Farley with a...
Well, yeah, there's that, because I've seen the death photo. I think he had a cheeseburger in his hand. Literally, I think like everything that contributed to his death was on hand. There was like an empty Fifth of Jack, a fucking cheeseburger, a rosary. All of it was there. Everything that was responsible for his death. But yeah, I recognize addiction. All right, I know that I'm an addict, but it's food and love. Because I can't fill it up no matter what. I can't, and I even think that I can, and it's got to be exhausting for you and for people. That's why I'm upset. I know, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Okay, there's nothing.
It's part of your charm.
Sure it is. The endlessly needy person who needs you to tell him how great he is. Sure, that's fucking great.
I don't consider it needy as much as it is cultivating the art, and the artistic mind and the addictive mind are very similar. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
No, I like what you're saying. I'm here's what all right, here let's then explore this part of me as a guy. I'm upset that I had to even make you say that statement. You know what I mean? It's
Didn't
like
make me say
but
that
I trick you into having to assuage me and my feelings and stuff. And I shouldn't be that guy. I should just be a person who's okay. I should just be a person.
But you don't trick me. I'm your coworker who respects you and understands and has drawn boundaries and knows.
Oh, whoa. Boundaries? Where are boundaries? Why are there boundaries? Take away the boundaries.
In any
There can't be any
relationship.
boundaries. Take them
There
away.
has to be because you have to be able to save yourself in order to save the person that you're
No,
flying.
no. You should burn to the fucking ground with me. There's no reason. No, get rid of the boundaries. Everybody should go ahead and hop on board. I'm driving this train right for a fucking wall.
How close I can get to the flame of brilliance that is the 40-year-old boy.
I am turning this train around and we are heading for the hole in the wall that I had a coyote paint. We are all going.
Louise with anybody.
No, fuck it.
Sorry.
Why not? Grab my hand. We're going off the cliff.
No,
I'll let you fuck Brad Pitt beforehand.
I don't want to fuck Brad.
Not even that Brad Pitt?
No.
Again, I'm up for a challenge. Let's do it. I don't care. At this point, shouldn't I just be that guy who just doesn't care, who just fucking just annihilates himself and does everything and then winds up dead?
Those are addict behavior.
Good. Let's do that. Here we go. Business is picking up.
Justifications and realizations of how you can make this continue to work for you rather than fix the problem that causes you to be an addict.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every day you'll wake up and still crave a candy bar. Every day.
Don't even. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Craved heroin.
Because I tell you, I don't know if I told you this. We've come to phase 2 of what's going to happen for me and what I plan on doing. Because did I tell you I weighed in? I went to the gym and I tell you all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I weighed in at 270, so I lost 70 pounds since July. Right. So thank you. You're very nice. So now I have to start a whole new different workout regimen, and I'm changing the way I eat and things like that. But before that, I said, hey, let's take a week for us. And I think everybody out there knows that I would rather eat pussy than candy. All right, I think that's my mantra, and that's what's gotten me to 70 pounds. I'd rather eat pussy than candy. I say it every time I'm in a fucking store. It's not a joke. I walk into a store, I walk anywhere I go, in my head I go, I'd rather eat pussy than candy. I'd rather eat pussy than candy. And it helps. It makes me think, but as I've mentioned, this week in particular, there was no pussy on hand. I'll be honest with you. There's pussy out there I'd like to eat, but unfortunately, it was not available this week.
Oh my
So I went to the store, and the pussy aisle was closed.
God.
So I climbed up on the diving board and did a swan dive into fucking Camp Hershey. Which does not sound nearly as fun as it should, quite frankly. Because if you're telling a story about eating pussy and then you took a dive into Camp Hershey, usually this story's going to have a different ending. And again, an ending I'm not averse to at all. Because I don't care if I'm using the front door or the back entrance, I am just here to eat. I'm here to eat, folks. So unfortunately, what I would prefer to be doing, like I said, I'd rather eat pussy than candy. Well, there was the pussy I would rather eat was not available this week. So I may have set an Olympic record for candy eating this week. I mean, I went off, and it's just because it's quiet and it's dark, and I have nothing. Like I'm working fucking 12-hour days behind the wheel of a car, and so you know what I did? So this is what I did. Again, I was self-medicating completely. In my car, I loaded my car with Hershey bars. Like I had Hershey bars in my fucking car. So as I drove, I would jump in the car and I just eat and eat candy and drive around, and that's all I ate. It's not like I was like, well, I'm going to have 3 squares a day and then I'm going to go, no. You know what I had this week? I probably had 40 bananas and 40 Hershey bars. That's what I ate.
Oh, harsh.
And I could have been worse. I could have made little banana sandwiches with the chocolate. I don't mix them, folks. I'll eat like 3 bananas, and then I'm like, well, you got to stop eating bananas. So then I'll eat a giant Hershey bar, and then I'll eat 3 bananas, and then I'll eat a giant Hershey bar.
Is in their food?
I'm not as far.
Black and white.
Not in the car. There's not that. Well, remember it was for a while. It was candy and toast. Now it's candy and bananas, and yogurt. I would have some Chobani yogurt as well, which is good.
What a Ringling endorsement.
Listen, yogurt has protein. That I needed the protein, so I got the protein from the yogurt. I got the bananas from the bananas, and I got the everything's gonna be all right from the candy. So that's good. Vitamin, everything's gonna be all right.
That vitamin too.
Yeah. Well, I called up my shrink in Beverly Hills. You know the one. Folks, in this life, you're on your own. And you do what you got to do to get through it. And so if you're sitting in your fucking car and you're bringing strangers coleslaw, maybe you got to jam some candy into your mouth to fucking grow up and stop going to Facebook. That's what you need to do. That's what I need to do. I just need to fucking stop that because it's like, because you can't. I mean, I want to just eat away everything, right? But I said I'd rather eat pussy than candy, but I don't have it, so it's like that. I talked to my mom this week. Yeah. And she has lung cancer.
Oh.
And I don't know what to do. I know I'm not supposed to do anything, and there's nothing I can do. But I'm lost anyway. We all are. Everybody is. You know, it's stupid to sit here and be like, oh, dude, I'm the only one who has problems. I know I'm not the only one who has problems, but it's my fucking show, so shut the fuck up. All right, so. Fucking WBS hired me to put on a raincoat and fucking yell out the window at you people. You're going to sit there and listen. You know what? I want you to go to your window right now, open it up, and go, my mom has lung cancer, and I can't take it anymore. Turn to ash with me. Burn everything down. Because if you burn it down, you don't have to care. You don't have to care. So, yeah. So, it was a fun conversation, as I'm sure you would imagine. I knew something was up. She called me, and we talk. I don't. I'm not a family person. I know that sounds weird. I had the thing with Lenny for the longest time, and I don't talk to Andy, and I talk to Scott 3 times a year. I don't talk to Glenn much. I have no problem with them. If they were to approach me in a way that was not hostile, I'm sure I would get along with them well. But I talk to my mom. She is, not as much as I should. I mean, I call her every 2 weeks. And there's no scale. There's no set. If I'm in the car and I think about it, I call her. It's not like I make it a point to where I have to discuss things with her. Because I never wanted to be that person. It's funny. I would see. I'm haunted. I know that. But you would be influenced by the term "mama's boy," or you got to run to your mother, or oh, is that what it is? And so throughout my marriage with Karen, there was never. Karen would try to use that in fights sometimes. I'm not your mother, or you're not, this, and I would go, you have no ground to stand on at all when we're talking about mom issues, because your mom is a burning son of hate. I mean, literally, I don't ever want to hear that again in a thing, but it would become an issue. But I made it that way on purpose. I did not want to involve my mom in my problems with Karen or anything that had ever happened. As a matter of fact, when the divorce happened, I called my mom, and my mom started in with and gave her opinion kind of forcefully, as my mom is wont to do. And I said, Mom, you're wrong. You don't know. And you've got your claws out and you're trying to protect your son, and you think this is what we're supposed to do, but it's not. Because it just happened. I wish it hadn't, but it did. And I just want Karen to be happy. But the good thing about my mom is she listens to that. You know, my mom she could have just said, well, you're wrong, or she could have been set in her ways, but my mom is not an old person in the context of old people. Does that make sense? Even we were talking yesterday, she said, oh, I'm 70, but I'm not 70. Which is probably where I get it. She never allowed herself to get old. She allowed herself to get sour and bitter and angry. Although honestly, I don't know if she allowed herself to be those things. Although honestly, I don't know if she allowed herself to be those things. I think she just was those things. Because life has a way of doing that to you. I guess. I wouldn't know. What do I know about anger and bitterness and rage? So she actually, in subsequent conversations, she reached out to me and said, I would like Karen to call me because I hope she's okay. That made me happy. So she's, I think I've told this story on here too. This says something about my mom. My mom sent out a chain email once. Did I mention this on here? I think I did. She forwarded an email that was, one of those Snopes, basically, something about Bigfoot eating a cat. I have no fucking idea. It was something. Thankfully, it wasn't anything, virulently racist or, it wasn't political. It was just this, this outrage about something, those boobs in Congress or I don't know, some bullshit. I wrote her and I said, Ma, don't fall for this. I said, this is not true and here's why. And I told her why. And I sent her the link to Snopes and I explained that the story was a false one. And like an hour later, my mom replied to everyone that she had sent the email to apologize and tell them that the story was false and that she was wrong. And though that was big of her to do that and to kind of to take back some ignorance that she had spread into the world, I felt awful that I had made my mom feel stupid. Because it's not incumbent upon me to educate my mom. It's silly. So I was actually I was really sad. I was really saddened because I felt that I had made my mom feel small. And I'll say this. And this gets back to the mama's boy and all that bullshit. This is going to be terrible. I think if you asked my other brothers, clearly I was my mom's favorite. I mean, I just, and I think all of you know why. I mean, now I could go on and on, but the bottom line is I'm the best, right? I'm just the best. I think my mom saw me in her. My mom wanted to be a writer. And then she married a drunk and had 5 kids. Which you would think would lend itself to writing. But when you're too busy slicing meat for strangers, and hoping that your kids don't fucking destroy the house while you're not there, and getting secondhand cars from your brother-in-law to make sure that you can bring your kids to the doctor when you can afford it. Maybe you can't exactly sit down in front of the Smith Corona and type out a story about growing up in Rhode Island. And my mom grew up in Chicago, so probably that would really not help the Rhode Island story at all. She lived in Rhode Island for a while with my dad when he was in the Navy and he was stationed there. I may have even been consummated in Rhode Island, folks. I don't know. But I think my mom enjoyed me on a different level. She liked to talk to me. And that's why and I think that's one of the reasons why I pulled away even, because I felt it. I really felt it, that because she would fight with Lenny all the time, and then Glenn, did his thing, and then she raised Andy and Scott. But by that point, when it got to Andy and Scott, my mom gave up. I mean, not just she had been through the wars with fucking Lenny and Glenn and then I disappointed her in a real bad way. And if you want to hear how, get Schmitty Comes Alive. Branding, plugging. But I think she saw a lot of herself in me, and so that was one of the reasons why she and I connected on a different level. So she's always been a champion of mine, even when I've been just the worst fuck up of all time, well, you've heard it, whenever I've even done dumb things. There was a time I didn't talk to my mom for over a year once. And it was because I was so devastated that I had become this failure. And by the way, I was 20. So that'll tell you that what you hear now is not that much different from the way I was fucking 26 years ago. But when I first moved, I moved from Chicago to Southern California, and I lived with Lenny, and then that fell apart. But then I met a guy who wanted me to go to Tahoe and work there, and I was running bets, and then I was homeless in Tahoe for a while. I was homeless and living in casinos and sleeping outside and stealing salsa and chips to stay alive and stealing coffee. I mean, it was just fucking stealing tips off of tables. It was a time. By year one, branding. And in all of that time, I did not reach out to family or friends because I didn't want them to know what had happened. I made it a point expressly not to do that. And then slowly, once I started to get things back together, I think it took about a year. I wound up in a different place and working a job, and actually I started bouncing and making money and feeling good about myself and losing weight, and so then I reached back out. And my mom got my address through, I think, Lenny, and she sent me a letter. And it was a letter that basically told me the same thing your parents tell you, the same thing you tell your kids. They'll always be your kids. And they'll always be loved. No matter what mess they make of things. No matter how far gone they think they are. They have a home. And then there was like 4 pages of what the fuck are you doing, which is fine. But the general message was that she would be there when I was ready to bring her back. And she always has. And then you move on and, you meet your wife. And your wife becomes that figure in your life. Not your mother figure, Jesus Christ. That might explain why she left. You know what I mean. No, you don't. That's probably what I mean. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Oedipus podcast. But your wife becomes that for you. She becomes caregiver, and she becomes everything that your mom had been, except she's also your lover, and she becomes the most important woman in your life. Transplanting who up to that point had been that person. And I'm sure it would normally, like I said, cause a natural rivalry. But my mom was so good to Karen. She was so good to her all the time, and Karen was that back to her, which was important to me. When Karen got cancer, my mom came out here. Karen's mom did not. But my mom did, to take care of Karen and be here for me, too. And then, but then my mom was still my mom, so she would try to tell Karen what to do, and that became a thing, and whatever. But that's my mom. And you just, the thing is, my mom would fight with Karen, or there would be these. I think I've told this story too about we were snowed in Chicago. Did I ever tell that story? Karen and I went home for Christmas. I told this story. We were all in my mom's house, and then we got snowed in. So it was all 5 boys and wives and girlfriends and my mom and my stepdad.
No.
And we started playing. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like the third day. This is when I saw Mike Siegel on TV. I've told this story. But like the third day, we were playing some card game or some bullshit. Anything to avoid murdering one another. And something happened, and Karen did something within the context. And my mom, I should say this also, when I said my mom sees a lot of me, or her and me, my mom is withering. My mom is withering and does not suffer fools very well. So she will, she can cut you up with a fucking sentence, which is something I got from her too. And the other thing I got from her is we're both ready to do it at the drop of a fucking hat. My mom and I are probably the masters of interpreting the perceived slight and overreacting to it horribly. So Karen did something, and it was just the snow and the close quarters and the smell of 12 bodies in a house, and my mom said something really mean to Karen. And Karen got up and walked out. She didn't engage. She just literally got up and left. And I stood up and I went, "You're out of line." And my mom looked at me and she's just like, "Well, she just fuck." And I go, no, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. Don't do that. And I walked upstairs with my wife. And that was the first, and I think the only time, I've sworn at my mom. I've sworn around my mom. Because my mom, I mean, dude, you think I swear? My fucking mom, it's brutal. Brutal. She swears a ton. And it's great. Because, I mean, she doesn't fucking care. It's not like she's doing it for effect. It's just, she like me, she just throws it in. It's just kind of part of the vernacular at this point. But that is the only time in anger, directed at her, I ever swore and said something. And I can remember her face. Oh, Jesus. But then, to her credit, she apologized to Karen. Hours later. Perhaps years later. But she did. And she always let Karen know that she was loved. And that was the way it is with all of our wives. Glenn has his wife, and Lenny had his wife, and my mom just accepted them because they were with us. There was headbutting because my mom butts heads with fucking everyone. But that's just who she was as a person. Who she is. Jesus. Is. So I don't run for the cover of my mom. I don't run to her arms. I don't need that. I saw, I've had relatives that were like that, and I just don't, I see my mom as a person, even more so than my mom, until it comes time that you need your mom. But she's always been a champion of mine, and she's always rooted for me, and she's, you ought to put that in your show. You really ought to do that. You should put that in your show. What are you doing these days? You doing that stand-up? You got to be doing that stand-up. Oh, Michael, you got to be out there doing that stand-up. You can't not do it. That's what you do best. Yeah, I know, Mom, but you got to stay afloat. I know you do. I know you do, son. But you need to do the thing you're supposed to do. We did a show once in my hometown. Me and Lenny at a bar in Bolingbrook. And family and friends pretty much packed the joint. And we did great because we were predisposed to do great because our friends and family weren't going to let us not do great. I can't imagine the pain on their face if I had been bad. I held up a part of my end. I mean, I was okay, I'm sure. I was passable, and passable was more than enough for the people who loved me. And then Lenny was great. He went up and did what he does, and he's just charming from the second he opens his mouth, and people love him. People just love him. And then afterwards, we met friends, we hung out, we talked to people, and my mom was so happy. So happy. Just proud. Because people were coming up to her and, telling her we were great, congratulating her, and it's such a weird thing to be proud of, because, you have your kids and you hope they go on to do the best that they possibly can. And so if your son's a doctor, your son's a lawyer, your son is a judge or a policeman or a fireman, those are tangible. Those are things that really affect society. Those are things that are real. And to go up and congratulate somebody because their sons are funny, it just seems so ridiculous. Hey, your sons were just funny for a combined hour and a half. That was great. You've done such a great job as a parent. It just seems ludicrous on its face, but my mom surfed it and probably got it on a different level than I did, because to me it was all, I was bemused. I was just happy it was over because, me, I want to fucking stop talking in front of the audience and run away. I don't know why I have that instinct, even with friends and family, because all I could think about was bombing. Oh my God, I can't bomb. Everybody here knows me. I can't bomb. Not realizing that they weren't going to let me fucking bomb. They weren't. But she's always been proud and always told me, you should do this. You should write a book, Michael. You should write a book. When I did Wheel of Fortune, which again is just a stupid thing. It just is. That's no accomplishment of any great import. It was a victory, but it's not an accomplishment. But when I auditioned, I called her and told her, and she was excited. You used to watch that fucking show when you were a kid. Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I can't believe, you know what? You're lucky. You're lucky because a lot of shows, they get canceled, but this fucking show stayed on forever, and you're finally going to get on it. I said, yeah, that's why it's, you know what? That's why they kept it on, Ma, because they knew I was coming. They've known forever. And she laughed, because she always laughed, because she always got it. She does. She gets it. Fuck. She gets it. She always thought I was funny. I never had to explain. She never told me to stop being silly. And I know in times of great crisis you romanticize things, but I'm pretty accurate here. I've told the story that, my mom's funny, and she's really smart. And I think my mom wanted to be more like I do. But she even said in the letter to me, life happens. And it sounds cliche, but it does. And you just live. But she always got it. She always gets it. We were at a store. I've told this story out here. Whenever I go back to the Midwest now, and truthfully, not just now, I've felt this way since I started doing stand-up, when I started to travel outside of the place I grew up. And I felt like I was on a journey that nobody else was on. And I felt like I was going to be more. Whenever I would show up, I had this air about me that I was the city mouse. And I was coming to show these people what was what. It was probably a little bit of the city mouse, and it was also, just like in a suit, flipping a coin, dark sunglasses on, just that idiot slick back hair. Now, what do I have? I have the slick back hair. That's all I got. I don't even have a fucking coin to flip. It was part city mouse and part the music man. I was coming in to fucking bamboozle everybody with my big city fucking nonsense. And before they knew it hit them, I would have my Taco Bell and be in the room watching basketball. I didn't fucking care. That was it. I came to town to fucking fool everybody and then leave. But I always felt that I was, because then, especially when I moved to Los Angeles then and went back, then I really felt like that. And I get like that now every time I go back to a place. The fucking city mouse is back from Los Angeles and I'm going to show these people what's what. So I was in Coal City with my mom, where she lived. I think it was a town of 9. I mean, it literally was so fucking small. They had we were at the Iga Testa, the IGA, which is that's a grocery store. There's Stuckey's. Everybody has a stupid name. I think it was called the IGA, but I used to call it the Iga Testa because it was just at IGA Testa. So I go, are we going to the Iga Testa? My mom was like, the IGA? Yes. She just hated me. Because I made fun of the whole town. There was like one pharmacy. They got a McDonald's and they cut a ribbon on it. It was like that fucking crazy. So we were in the Iga Testa one day. And I had just come back to Coal City with my mom and we're buying groceries or whatever. And they had music on. I told this fucking story. There was music being beamed in. And so I was dancing in the checkout aisle with my mom. I was doing it on purpose because I wanted to make my mom uncomfortable in Coal City with people that she knew. So there's this young kid is checking us out and kind of like smiling and giggling a little bit, and then my mom is there, and I'm just like, and I'm just dancing and fucking like, I mean, I'm dancing, and my mom is just fucking stone faced, and she just looks at me. She says, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I didn't even look at her. I just go, "I got the music in me." And my mom goes, "Get it out." That was it. No mean, no wither, just like this fucking straight face. Get it out. And that meant stop doing what you're doing, jackass. And I did immediately. Because you didn't fuck with my mom. You don't fuck with my mom. You just don't. My mom's a tooth chipper, and I've told you that. My mom is all of the bad things about me, but also all of the good things about me. But she never had you guys to validate the good things about her. She's lived a normal life like everybody else, which is what I never wanted, what I didn't want or I don't want. Until you get to be 46 and you're alone in your divorced guy apartment. You're like, normal life, maybe I should have done that, maybe. But then you realize that's wrong. That's wrong. It's wrong. And the first person to tell me that would be wrong would be my mom. Because she still believes. She's, like I said, all of the good and all of the bad. And like I said, she wasn't validated by you guys, but she's validated by your validation of me. And by every audience who's enjoyed Lenny. And the faces of her 4 grandchildren when they look at Glenn. And that's what she has. And I hope it's enough. I don't think it is. I mean, people will tell you that it is, but it can't be, right? It can't be. But I don't know. because I don't have kids. I'm never going to have kids. I mean, well, Bomb Pop and Chinese Rick, certainly I'm going to have them eventually. And when I do, watch out, world. Oh, my God. If you're worried about China now, you should be worried about the 2 rage missiles they've got lurking over there just waiting to be unleashed upon this country at any fucking moment. I cannot wait to get those children and start turning them into wood. um, so I can only hope that my mom. Bullshit. I can't only hope. She tells me. She tells me she's proud of me. She's telling me she wants me to be more. When I going through the divorce and stuff, she would call, and I didn't. I called to tell her it had happened, just because she would know that something was up. But I've talked to her more since that occurred, because like I said, when I was with Karen, it was Karen. Karen talked to my mom more than I did, by design, because I felt, you know what, I've had my relationship with my mom and I know what it is. So you have a relationship with my mom because you're never leaving. So you need to get to know this person who's going to be in your life for the rest of your life, because she's been here my whole life, and she's not going anywhere. She's not leaving. And I know you're not leaving. So why don't the 2 of you ladies who are never going to leave me get together and form some sort of accord? Because I know you're going to be here forever, right? So I talk about filling holes. And I've had a dad-sized hole. I would say since I was 13, but it's even before then, because he was a fucking coin flip from the jump. But my mom filled the dad hole inside of me. She was both, and had to be. That's the thing. She did it because she had to. And as a man, I'm not sure if there's ever been a situation that I've stepped up and done what I had to. I've always done what I've wanted. And I don't, it's fun in the moment. But I should tell you that when I talk about 20-year-old me making the same mistakes, in that letter my mom wrote, there's a full page devoted to me not spending money on things I want immediately. And her telling me that, I raised you 5 kids and I didn't do things that I wanted to do because I knew if I did, there wouldn't be a Christmas. And I always had to think like that. So, rather than adopt that mindset myself, I just decided I would never have to think like that. So I've never really had any sort of responsibility in my entire life. No kids. I had a wife who I just assumed was my wife forever. Good, you're here. I don't have to work on this. I just fucking lived like I wanted to live because I never wanted to have that sort of pressure. I never wanted to have to be the guy who in the moment went, yeah, I can't do this, or something's going to happen 3 months from now. Fuck that. I am the goddamn grasshopper. You can be the ants. My mom was always the ants. And told me in that letter 26 years ago that I probably shouldn't turn out to be the man that I am. She saw it coming. But to her eternal credit, she let it happen. She made suggestions. She certainly cajoled me and tried to push me in certain ways, in certain areas, and tried to help. But you know what she did more than anything was she was a loving mom. She is a loving mom who only wanted the best for her kids, who only wants the best for her kids. But still, she allowed them the freedom to make those choices, to be themselves, no matter who themselves turned out to be. And I talk about filling holes. You can't. I mean, there's some you can't. Now, granted, I'm finding that there are none that I can, but that's on me and my special brand of crazy. But the realist in me knows that there are some that you can't. And I don't even know how you'd try. So do you? Do you try? Or do you just realize that that there's more emptiness? And deal with it. But how the fuck? I don't know how you deal with it. I don't. That's terrible news for Lily. Oh my God. These sessions before I record are just going to get longer and fucking longer. Eventually I'll have a Lily-sized hole. I got everything from my mom. Sense of humor. And you know, I think I'm fucking great. And she did too. She does. But I got that from her. I got you know what I got from my mom? I love women. And it's ridiculous. The guy who I'm sure if you listen to the beginning of this show, that's gonna sound wrong. But I love women and respect women, and it's just because my mom was so strong. I just saw my mom be so strong, and I know that there's no difference. I mean, there's difference between men and women, and they're crazy, but there's no difference in strength. It's just different strengths. But don't confuse the difference in strengths for weakness. Because when my mom had to be both kinds of strong, she was. So I know women are very capable of that. That's one thing I don't think my mom gave to me. I mean, I know I didn't get her strength. I'm not sure I even have strength. But I know I didn't get hers. But what I did get, inexplicably, is the ability to make people want to be strong for me. Last week, I could barely do this show. We got through it. Lily got me through it. Because I just got hit with a fucking, what seemed like a death blow. My car, as you all know, which is essentially my life at this point, filled to the brim with sauce and coleslaw, rebelled finally in its capacity as my caregiver last week. And I brought it in, it was shaking, it was just too much. So I needed the struts fixed, which were $1,200. Which I bored you with, but I didn't want to, but it's all I had to talk about because it was the only fucking thing that was going through my head, because I'll tell you what, if the fucking car eats it, then I eat it, and who the fuck knows what's going to happen to this goddamn show, not that you care at this fucking point. But I talked about it. And I look, I can't explain this. I don't know how. But I put the show out, and you guys are just amazing. A listener of the show named Patty, I don't know if she wants me to say her last name, Hester, Patty went to the fan club page, Westside 86 Jokers page on Facebook. Go ahead and join the fan club. Why not? And Patty posted on the page, hey, Jokers, I'm not rich. Good of her to get that out right in the first sentence. Because if she was rich, she doesn't need to make the post. Just cut a check, Patty. So she put up on the Westside 86 Jokers fan club page that she felt that everyone, if they pooled their resources and decided to get involved, they could fix the struts on my car. And I mean, I don't know why you would put that up. I'm so grateful that she did. It just, and again, I'm a good person. I think to help people, but I've never met Patty Hester. She knows me through her earbuds. I live in her head. I'm her internet chum. That's all she knows. She's in the inner circle. She knows that. She knows to wink at me if she sees me on the street, but she never has. Now, I will tell you this. I've met her husband and their son because they came and saw me in San Antonio or Austin, somewhere in Texas. But I don't know Patty. And you know what's funny? I don't even think Patty knew about this show until her husband and son went to see me in Austin. Again, I could have the backstory wrong because I don't follow the Hesters. I didn't get the Hester Christmas newsletter. I should have, quite frankly. I should be on the mailing list for the Hester Christmas newsletter, maybe next year. Patty doesn't send me any information about her family. All she sends me is cash. So apparently her Uncle Franklin and her Uncle Washington are doing very well. So Patty, what I think happened was I think her son and her husband came to the show and then they took a photo. And the next thing I know, Patty asked to be my friend on Facebook. And then she was listening to the show. And then her husband went, I hate that show. Stop listening to that show. But Patty refuses to let me go, and I appreciate it. So she posted on the Facebook page, on the fan club page, that everyone should help. And look, I need more Patty Hesters in my life because everybody helped. And in so many different ways. I mean, people bought merchandise and people just donated to the show. And I mentioned Patty because Patty put the post up, but you're all of you did this. All of you are so important. You know that. Ken and Jody, who bought through Tweaked, and Chris and Stacy and Andrew and Bill and Kevin and Heather and Greg and Ann and Tom and Michelle, Mary Beth and Helen and Scott and I mean all of you, David and Joseph and Renee, Lauren, dude, our friend Lauren in Portland, he's gone for wings with me. He's come to see me at shows in Portland. I think he actually came to Seattle the first time I was there. He did, actually, because we all went out together. He was with Stephen Bray. Lauren came out when Stephen met me. He was there. And Erica, man, Matt and Jolene and Casey and Jamie and Kevin and Dustin and Robert and Sabrina. And look, I know this is romper room at this point, and I'm just saying names. I'm not saying last names, but I feel like I need to mention that Michael helped me out, and all of these people stepped up because they were asked. And there are more. I know I'm leaving out a ton of names, but people sent $5, people sent $100, people just sent money and bought merchandise and wanted to help. And by mid-afternoon, I said my struts were going to cost $1,200. By mid-afternoon, we basically had that. You guys fixed my car in just under a day. I can't explain to you how that felt, because I will completely. Who's going to say I can't explain? Of course I can explain. I was humbled and I was grateful and I was furiously angry that I'd put myself in that fucking position. I won't lie. The fact that I had to rely on strangers to step up and help me out. I'm sure, even George Bailey at the end of It's a Wonderful Life, he's hugging his kids and he's smiling and he's happy, but somewhere inside of him he's like, fuck, I wish this wouldn't have happened. And I won't lie, that's part of me. Part of me is like, fuck, I wish this wouldn't, because I want to bring you good news. I want to tell you good stories. I don't want to keep telling you that my fucking car ate it and then you guys have to rally to my defense. I want something we can all celebrate. But you know what, realistically, we can all celebrate this. Because a group of disparate people who don't know one another, who only have one connection, came together because that tie that binds them was frayed and needed to be strengthened. And all of you cared enough to do that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know why you did it. I don't know why you continue to do it, because it's still happening. And quite frankly, after this show, perhaps you won't ever do it again. I don't know. But when I needed you, you stepped up and you covered me. You fucking covered me. And I don't, like I said, I don't know how to feel about it really. I'm happy and I'm grateful. And I'm angry at myself. Not angry at you. I would just love one time for to be bringing you the good news that we can have together, instead of just like, oh, guess what else happened. But yeah, so you covered my struts, and you know, and there was a bunch of other shit to do on my car, but the struts were imperative. That was key, because if I got those, I could get back out on the road, get back, you know, get my pit crew to make those, and I could get back into the race. Welcome to the working week. I am fucking back. The engine mount, that's, believe me, that's an entirely different animal. So I can live with the rumbling. But as long as the struts are fixed, I'm back in the game, baby. And you guys put me back in the game. So I had told Melvin, at my car guy. Oh, and by the way, let's talk about this for just a second. You guys all helped and stuff, but a lot of you still couldn't help finger wagging at me in with your helping, and I understand the spirit in which that was intended. Because I guess if nothing else, I am your internet son. But I had people all the time. Well, I'm more Lily's son, and you guys are all like our my internet dad. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
It's a lot of fathers.
Yeah, it is. Well, I need one. And actually, you've heard me. It's gonna take that many to be one to me.
Your dad, yeah, I gotta do.
Got a lot of work to undo, a lot of damage to fix. So people wrote me notes. And my favorite thing is people telling me to go to different places with my car. That I'm getting reamed on the price, and if I went to other places, it would probably be cheaper. And I'm sure that's true, but I can't bring myself to go down to the end of some fucking dusty road and have some Russian plunge his hands into my goddamn Murano and tell me that he can do it for fucking half price, and then another month the whole thing falls apart, because your efforts would be wasted at that point. Don't you see that, folks? I can't waste your efforts. I need Melvin to step up and have the Nissan people do work on a Nissan. Nissan to Nissan, that's the way it works. My favorite letter I got was, I'm not going to say from who, but he was a very nice guy, and he's like, dude, listen, I'm a car guy. All right, here's what you have to do. You need to go to a tire store and buy struts, because they're so cheap. It's like $250. You can get the struts yourself. And I haven't answered his letter yet, but I'll answer it here. And I will answer him as well in print. But right now I'll say this. I have news for you. If I go to a tire store and I buy the struts, I may as well buy a fucking coffee table. Because I don't know what the fucking struts are, or what they do, or what they look like. I would be buying modern art. That's what I would be buying. If I were to go buy 2 struts for my car, I would then put them in my house as a modern art display toward the failure of my life. Buy the struts. Go buy them. Yeah, and then what? Then they're in my living room. That doesn't get them in the car. I can't, like, literally, if I bought the struts, I would just bang them into my car, hoping they magically transferred inside. Look, I know a lot about a little, but you guys woefully overestimate my capacity for learning at this point. I took a test in year 3. I'm not a genius. While we're at it, go buy year 3. The best part is he's like, go buy the struts. Dude, I couldn't tell you what the struts looked like at all. At all. You know what? The only time I've ever seen one of these struts, after this happened, Mex photoshopped an It's a Wonderful Life photo of Jimmy Stewart holding a strut. That's the first time I laid eyes on one and knew what it fucking looked like. And then he called me, and I was like, dude, that fucking photo's hysterical. I go, how did you know what a strut is? He goes, I Googled strut. I don't know what the fuck it is either. So thank you for all your advice, and thank you so much for all the money, and for covering the car. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's so cool of you. So I called Melvin. And I had him on hold. I told him, I go, look, don't fix anything yet until I can okay it, because I was scraping up money to fix at least one of the struts. Like I said, I have money, but I don't have money. So I could have gotten one of them fixed on my own probably, and it would have been a slog. End of the month, I would have figured it out somehow. And I also had some calls into some people to see about if they could help me, and was negotiating and offering interest payments to people that I know and all of that stuff, trying to make it happen. But then you guys stepped up and took all of the awkwardness out of it, and thank you. So I called Melvin, and I'm like, dude, good news. And he's like, okay, what is it? And I said, well, I need, you can fix both struts. He's like, okay. I said, you got to tell me how much it is out the door, but go ahead and fix both. And he goes, all right, well, we'll fix both. I said, well, how much is it going to be? And he goes, well, I don't know for sure just yet. And I'm like, well, no, I kind of need to know. I mean, I need an estimate of whatever it's going to be. I'm right now, I'm pretty sure I can pay for both. I think you said $1,200, but I need to make sure that you can fix it. And he's like, well, yeah, we can fix it, definitely. I go, well, how much is it? And he goes, well, I don't know just yet, but we can fix it and then I'll tell you. And I'm like, that's not how it works. You need to tell me. And this is weird behavior because I've known Melvin for, like I said, 15 years. He's always handled my cars. He's my go-to guy. When he left that dealership, we actually left that dealership. And then when he came back is when I came back. He's the only reason I go there because they stole my fucking glasses once. So he's the only reason, he's the only touchstone of reality I have in the building. So when he starts getting hinky on me, I think something's up. So I'm like, what is going on? And he's like, what? And I go, well, I don't understand this. You told me it was $1,200. He goes, well, yes, but I need to figure out the total. And I said, well, tell me the total. Can I hold? Are you busy? He goes, I'm actually busy. Let me call you back. I'm like, all right. So then I'm thinking, like, two of the mechanics took my car out like Ferris Bueller's valet guys, and they're driving around. So maybe I should just go sing Dankeschön in a parade. I don't know what the fuck is happening right now with my car. So I hang up and I'm like, I don't even know what it is. Whatever, fuck. I'm sure he'll figure it out. But I felt worlds better about it because I knew no matter what the answer was, I could cover it. Because you guys fucking stepped up in a most amazing way. 2 hours goes by. I don't hear from Melvin. So I call him. And he doesn't take my call. But then he calls me back like an hour later. And now they're getting close to closing. So he gets on, he's like, Michael, it's Melvin. I go, hey, great. What's going on? He goes, nothing. I just wanted to tell you that we'll go ahead and fix the struts, and you can probably pick it up. Keep the loaner as long as you need it. And because I don't know if I told you, I'm still in that fucking Limp Dick Silver loaner. Which, by the way, if that is not the name of a band by the end of this show, I do not know my business. Somebody name their band Limp Dick Silver Loaner. Please. Please. I'm begging you. I can't even. Limp Dick Silver Loaner, that's perfect. Bang, bang, Limp Dick Silver Loaner came down upon his head. Bang, bang, Limp Dick Silver Loaner made sure that he was dead. Have you heard about Limp Dick Silver Loaner? Beaten by the Queen of Hearts every time. One too many.
One too many?
Probably one too many. My instincts are usually good, but I went one too many there. Take a look at yourself. Don't you want to need somebody? All right. Is that Marshall Tucker Band? I think it might be. Lonesome Loser? Not sure. So he's, so I'm like, dude, I've still got he's like, keep the loaner as long as you need. And I'm like, well, that's great, but you hold the key to how long I'm going to need the loaner, Melvin. You got to tell me what's happening here. He's like, well, it's all right. We'll go ahead and fix the struts. You can probably pick it up on the weekend. And I just went, all right, well, you also said there were other things that needed to be done. So I kind of need to find out what's going on with the engine mounts. And I just need all the numbers, Melvin. He's like, well, I get that, but we'll fix the struts. I go, Melvin, what's going on? What do you mean? What's going on? Do I need to come in there? It's like you don't want to talk to me on the phone. Are you trying to figure out numbers? I need to know what's happening. All right. Don't be mad. Now let me tell you something, folks. When the guy who's in charge of making sure that the only thing that matters to you at this point in your life is in perfect working condition says, don't be mad, guess what you are? Mad. And I said, Well, I don't. Well, all right, dude. What? He goes, all right. So the total for the struts is and he gives me the number. Like I think it was like 1196 or something like that. It's $1,196. I said, okay. Well, I told you that. I kind of knew it was 1200, so you can take care of it. I go, it's fine. And he goes, it's taken care of. I said, well, yeah, I understand. I'm telling you, you can fix it. You mean it's fixed already? He goes, well, they're fixing it now. I said, well, I know, and it's what? It's 1200. And he goes, no, it's taken care of. Now, I don't know what the fuck that means. And so I said, well, what do you mean it's taken care of? Because I know I didn't have a warranty. So I said, what do you mean it's taken care of? And he goes, it's been paid for. And in my head, I'm like, well, yes, it's been paid for. I'm telling you I will pay for it because people were very nice and they stepped up. But he doesn't know the whole fucking backstory. But all he needs to know is I have the fucking money. I don't need to go, oh, you're not going to believe it. I have an internet show and all these people stepped up. It's amazing. I'll tell him that if he wants to know. But quite frankly, I just want Melvin to fix my fucking car and let me get the fuck out of there. And he's like, no, it's been paid for. It's taken care of. I said, I understand that. I'll pay for it. He goes, no, it's been paid for. I said, explain I don't know what you mean. And he goes, do you know a Jill? And I said, yes, I think. And he says, a Jill from Wisconsin? And I said, I definitely know a Jill from Wisconsin. He says, well, she called this morning and she told us to just fix whatever and she was taking care of it. And I said, what? He goes, yeah, I hope you're not mad. And I'm like, why would I be mad? I mean, I was mad. I was mad, but not mad at them, but just mad. But freaked out is a better term. I mean, I didn't. That's crazy. That's crazy. And he says, yeah, she called this morning and she told us that to take care of it. And so we fixed it. We're fixing it. We've been fixing it. And I mean, I didn't know what the fuck to say. So I said, well, all right, well, she covered everything? The engine mount and like everything? And he goes, no, the struts. She's taking care of the struts. I go, oh, so what about the engine mount? And he goes, oh, no, all that stuff still needs to be done. And I went, have I got news for you? And I said, fix it. I just do it. Just fucking do it. To be able to say that, it was unbelievable, man. So as I was talking to Melvin, I get a phone call. It's Lily, and I didn't get to finish and grab her. But then when Melvin and I are done talking, I called Lily back. She's like, "Hey, what's going on this morning?" I said, "Nothing. How are you?" She said, "Fine." And I said, "Are you in on this?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, out of my car." She goes, "Oh yeah, I saw that post that everybody said that they were going to help out. That's really great." I said, "Yeah." "Are you in on all of it?" And she said, "I don't know what you're talking about." I said, "Okay. Are you going to make me say this?" And she said, "What?" I said, "Jill?" She goes, "Oh yeah, she texted me this morning." I said, and what?" She goes, "Well, she just wanted to know where you get your car done and who the guy was." I said, "Oh, okay. And you told her?" And she goes, "Yeah." "Why?" I said, "'Cause she paid for it." She said, "What do you mean?" I go, "She paid for the struts. Everybody else paid for everything. These people have paid for everything." And I'm outraged by that. And Lily just goes, "Oh man, that's great." I go, "Yes, it is great, but it's also awful, right?" She's like, "Why is it awful?" I said, I don't know. It's not awful. It's great. This is great, right? This is a great thing." And she goes, "Yeah, it's a great thing. Be happy." I said, "Okay." I'll try. So I called Jill in Wisconsin, and she answered the phone. I said, "Hi, it's Mike Schmidt of the Internet Schmitz." And I said, we have to talk about something. And she's like, are you happy? I said, I'm ecstatic, but I don't know why you would do something like that. She goes, because you needed help. I said, yeah, but everybody, I don't, I don't know why you would do something like that. She said, because I wanted to help you. Are you mad at me? And that made me think that I must be a terrible person. Because here's someone who just made one of the most magnanimous gestures in my lifetime, was part of a collective effort that I've never seen of people reaching out to help me. The guy who was in charge of fixing my car, who was also, basically brought in on all of this, against his will, quite frankly. The first words out of their mouth, both of them, were, are you mad at me? Which means I'm sure you guys know me a lot better than I know myself. And I told her, I'm not mad. I'm mad at me. I'm mad. I said, I already talked to Lily, and I apologized to Lily that she got roped into this. And Jill was quiet on the phone. And I said, so but I mean, thank you. This is incredible that you would do this. And she goes, is Lily mad at me? And I said, no, Lily's not mad at all. And she goes, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rope her into this. I go, you didn't. I go, you didn't rope her into it. Please, you didn't. And she goes, well, no, I thought I was doing something good, and I don't want to make anybody mad at me or upset anyone. And I go, no, Jill, oh my God, stop. I go, this is my crazy. Please don't avail yourself of my crazy. I have a problem with accepting kindness. I'm grateful, and I'm always humbled, and I'm honored, and I can't believe people would try to help me like this, but I don't show it very well. I don't say thank you very well. All I do is I act like I'm not worth what you've given me, and then I just make it uncomfortable for everyone. But please, Lily laughed at me. When I said to her, I apologize for being rubbed into this, Lily laughed at me and said, be happy. Why can't you be happy? And Jill said, well, okay, I just don't want her upset. I go, she's not upset. She goes, why? It was weird to contact her. I go, it wasn't weird. You've done nothing wrong here. Because you know what I did? I pushed a baby chick over. That's what I did. You know what I mean? And it's like, all it was doing was being cute and helpful and making things better. And I came along and I kicked it. And I'm like, oh, no, please, no. No, what you did was fantastic. It was unbelievable. What everybody has done. I said, did you know that everybody collected money? Like, they put it on the fan club page. And she goes, I know, I talked to Patty. What? Well, yeah, because I wanted to help, and then when I saw that Patty had put that up, that I was already going to go ahead and help, so I wanted to clear it with her that it was okay. I'm like, what the hell is happening? This is my fan club. How am I not invited to the meetings? Shouldn't I be able to sit there and bask in the glow of your love? So she contacted Patty to find out what they were doing, and they coordinated their efforts toward fixing the car. So everybody knew. Everyone was in on it. Everyone did it, and everyone is fucking amazing. And so Jill was just like, look, I didn't mean to make you mad or make these people. I go, you didn't. Oh my Christ, you did not make me mad. Nobody made me mad. I have a real problem with showing how grateful I am, I guess, and I don't accept kindness very well. I don't think I deserve it a lot of the time, and so I make it weird. And I didn't mean to make it weird. What you've done is amazing, and what everybody has done is amazing. It's incredible, and I don't know why you did it. That's all. I just don't know why. And she's like, because we love you. And as hard-headed and stupid as I am, I wasn't about to try to argue with that. So thank you all. Still don't have my car, I will tell you that. I was supposed to pick it up today, but then they put it off. I pick it up tomorrow, I think. Still driving Limp Dick Silver Loner. Worked all weekend in Limp Dick Silver Loner. And when you're driving, you're alone, and you have a lot of time to think. and a lot of time to reflect on stuff. And I've got stuff to reflect upon. I talked to my mom, and I knew something was up because she had called me, and I didn't call her because I was at work. And then I saw Lenny at work, and he said, "Did you talk to Mom?" And that's not something Lenny ever says to me, because he just reconciled with my mom the way he reconciled with me. I mean, we're all just coming back together as a family. So there isn't a lot of that. And I said, "No, what's up?" Because I knew immediately something was up. He goes, "Nothing." He goes, I just wondered if you talked to her. I said, "Okay." And then on the way home from work, my phone rang, and it was my mom calling me at 1 a.m. from Florida. And that's when she said, "Hey, how are you?" I said, "I'm good." And she said, "Okay, well, I got to tell you something. It's kind of important." I said, "All right." She goes, "Well, I don't want you to fucking go crazy on me. I'm just going to tell you something." I said, "Okay, tell me." She said, "Well, the thing is, I have lung cancer, but it's good." And I was gobsmacked. And she proceeded to talk a lot to fill silence, I would imagine. And also because if she stopped talking, I would imagine there would have been a problem. And I just listened. She's known for 3 weeks and didn't tell any of us because she didn't want to tell us until she had answers. But I mean, what kind of fucking answers could you possibly have? She's gonna have surgery. They think they caught it. They don't know. Nobody, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But they're gonna take out part of her lung. She's having the surgery. She doesn't know when it's going to be scheduled. I asked her if she's having the surgery in Chicago or in Florida. She said, "No, I'm doing it down here in Florida. I got this cute doctor. She's a little Indian girl. I don't think she's bigger than me. She's so small. But she's just so great. And she told me that it's going to be okay and everything's going to be okay. So I don't want you to worry." I'm only telling you to tell you. I got to tell you. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I don't want you to worry, and I don't want to hear any of this bullshit from everybody. I don't want anybody calling me and telling me what's going to happen, because I don't know what's going to happen. I just know I'm going to have the surgery, and I'm going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And clear-voiced. No sadness, no hiding behind bravado. My mom believes it's going to be fine. And I said, "Well, I wish you would have told me." "Well, I'm telling you now." "Okay. How's Dan?" "Well, Dan goes in for cataract surgery tomorrow." I go, "Jesus Christ, what is happening to you two?" "I'll tell you what, we should have never moved to this fucking Florida. Everybody's dying here. We came out here, the guy who lived behind us died, the guy who lived across the street died." I said, "Well, do me a favor and buck that trend." He said, "I'll tell you what, it's so fucking hot here, and and I go, "But Ma, it could be worse. You'd be in the fucking deep freeze." "I know, it's terrible there too. It's fucking awful everywhere." "Yes, it is, Mom. It's awful everywhere." So I just wanted to tell you, you need to know. Well, I said, "When's the surgery?" Because part of me wants to be there. Like, I like really wants to be there. "Oh, you don't need to come out for that. I'll be fine. We're scheduling. It's probably in about 3 weeks, though. When I know, I'll let you know as soon as I have those answers. But I had to tell you this now. Because, I had to tell Sissy." That's my aunt, Marge. "I had to tell Sissy because, she lives here, and she had to know because she knew I was going to the doctor. But I told her she couldn't tell her kids until I told you guys. So I had to talk to you. I talked to Lenny earlier. I go, yeah, he He asked if I had spoken to you, and I knew something was up. Yeah, I got to tell. I just got to tell you guys. But everything's fine. But I tell you this. I don't want this out on that fucking Facebook. I said, what do you mean? She goes, I don't want you kids talking about it on that fucking Facebook. You know, Glenn lives his life on there with his wife, and they're talking all the time about their kids, and they're putting up pictures, and I know Lenny's on there, and you got to do it for your show and you know, your comedy, but I don't want it out there on that fucking Facebook because I just don't want anybody to know. I said, oh. I said, well, I'm glad you told me. She said, oh, I had to tell you. I said, well, no, I was going to talk about it on my show. She said, oh, I don't care if you talk about it on your show. I said, Mom, what do you mean? She goes, well, I don't care. That's what you do. Talk about it on your show. And I should tell you this about the podcast with my mom. My mom has a weird history with the podcast in that she has zero history with the podcast. I told her about it a long time ago, and then my mom listened, and she called me the next week, and she went, oh, my God, Michael, what are you doing on there? I said, what? And she said, no, you're saying all the fucking names. You're saying everybody, and you're talking about stuff that they did. Why would you do that? Well, Ma, that's what the show is. Yeah, but you can't fucking do that. The people are going to be so mad at you. I go, well, Ma, don't worry about it. I'm fine. Oh, and she was like near tears. She was like, oh, you got to be careful, Michael. You got to be careful when you do that kind of fucking thing. I know, Ma. But she said I could just say it on the show. It just made no sense to me. So I said, Ma, what do you mean I can do it on the show? She goes, well, I just don't want it on Facebook where everybody be talking about it. Everybody's going to see it on Facebook. I go, Ma, I got news for you. If I do it on the show, at least 25,000 people are going to hear it Thursday morning. She goes, oh, what do I care? That's 25,000 people I don't fucking know. I can't argue with that. So she said, I just don't want you to worry. I said, well, Ma, you can't tell me not to worry. She goes, yeah, I can. I can tell you that. Don't worry. And I'm telling you right now, I'm quitting smoking, Michael. Well, it's a little late in the game for that, isn't it, Mom? She said, don't be a smart ass. She goes, but I am. I'm quitting smoking because you know what? I talked to them. They even said to me, you know, if they think I'm smoking, if I come back, they'll say, don't even bother to show up. So I got to quit smoking. I've done it before. I quit for 3 months. I quit for 6 months. None of that gum shit, none of that. I just stopped. But now I got to stop, and I'm gonna. I said, okay. She goes, I tell you, it's just driving me crazy down here. I said, well, you better learn to love pot brownies. She said, what do you mean? I said, well, now you're going to have to eat pot brownies. She goes, well, I don't have to stop smoking pot. I said, well, okay. She goes, that's not what's doing it. I said, all right, Mom. She goes, well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't help because I can't get any down here. I said, I don't need to know about you and your drug connections. That's fine. Well, I can still smoke. Oh, yes, you can. That's fine. Well, I just don't want you to worry, Michael. Ma, you know I'm going to worry. Well, I'm telling you, you don't have to. I got good doctors. And you know what? And Karen beat it, for God's sake, so you know we can do it. Yeah, I know. All right, well, I'll keep you posted. Probably about 3 weeks. But I'm going to spend this time, I got to quit the smoking. I'm definitely going to quit the smoking. All right, Ma. I love you, son. I love you, Mom. And she hung up. So I've been instructed not to worry. But I think we all know that I don't exactly do what I'm told. And this happened, and I didn't think about it until today. I didn't process it at all. So I've kind of used you a little bit I should apologize. But I didn't process this, or I haven't talked to anyone about it. I didn't talk to my brothers. I told you I don't really talk to them about this kind of stuff. And you know, right now Lenny's the closest one, but that's still tenuous. I mean, we're friends and stuff, but I don't know if I can fall right back into brother mode right away. But I guess I should. I should probably call all of them, really. Because we're going to have to deal with this. Might as well do it together. And it would probably be easier to talk to them now rather than at the funeral. Which I've been told not to worry, and it's probably a long way off. I talked about filling the holes. And I'm sure when I talk to my brothers, they'll, I mean, all of us have just collective holes to fill. And maybe I should be using them to fill the holes. I don't know. The only real winner in this entire situation is Hershey's. Because I have no idea how much money I'm going to have to spend on candy over the next 6 fucking months. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmickComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40yearoldboy. You can find David Hernandez on Facebook. He does all of the artwork and all of the music for this show. His name is David Hernandez. He is at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. And if you'd like to commission him to do some artwork for you, go to artbydmh.com, ARTBYDMH.com. Lily Von Stupp produces this show, and at this point is probably producing my life. You can get her at twitter.com/MNTs, twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, and twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. You can go to facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp and be her friend. But if you'd like to write her a personal note and find out when she's going to wise up and actually start charging me by the hour for these sessions, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Dude. What? Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Dude.
What?
Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel. Mitchell Angel.
Mitchell Angel. Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine, 2 lovely streets in Hollywood. And there is a club there that holds on to this show with the death grip because they don't want to let any other club in Los Angeles get it because it is the hottest burlesque show in the history of Los Angeles. It is the longest running. It is certainly the best burlesque show in Los Angeles. And I'm lucky enough to know the producer of that show and call her my friend, Lily Von Stupp. And she is here right now. Hi, Lily.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good.
After you had to sit through that endurance test of a show. But thank you for hanging in there. I do appreciate it and getting me through it. That was very nice of you. How was the Monday Night Teas this week? I was actually at the Monday Night Teas this week.
Why are you asking me how it was?
Well,
I was brilliant.
'cause-
Boobs were shown. It was awesome.
You have thrown in the towel on this recording. All right. Well, I'm sorry to bother
I
you.
haven't.
Well, I'm trying to talk to you. I was engaging
tell me
you.
how great it was.
I'm about to, but I was trying to get a gauge of what you felt.
I thought it was fantastic.
All right, I did too. I went to the show last night. Here's why I went. First of all, I go to the Monday Night Teas because I love to see hot girls. And I also, all my friends are there. I know people that are there that are very cool. But I went last night because there was a listener of this show who was coming to town and asked if I would be at the show, and she was going to go. And I said, certainly, why not? Our friend Tresha Green, who is a listener to the show, showed up. And I got to the show a little late because I had to work late. But then I walked in and I saw most of the show from in the Crow's Nest. I was up in the Crow's Nest. I was up in the Spy Eye. And I got to watch all of this stuff happening. Our friend Lily Von Stupp hosted. I mean, I got to tell you, you were brilliant as a host yesterday. You do know that.
Thank you, Michael.
As I've said, when I host the burlesque show, I don't think I do a very good job of it. And because I think I do a good job of getting the girls on and all that. But as far as the material, people want to see the thing that you bring to the table, which is this funny, bawdy type of humor that they don't see coming, and it's really cool, and it's just your character, and it fits great. So, man, you're getting better every time I see you.
Thank you.
Certainly, and I'm glad to see you
I
because
study at the feet of the master.
I don't know who that person is, but
Why do you think I produced this show? It's strictly to learn and to steal your soul and your comedy.
if I had a soul, I'd be worried. Well, good for you then, because it's rubbing off, and you made everyone uncomfortable last night. So yes, yay, you're certainly doing what I would do. Well, no, it was awesome, man. I loved the show, and I know it was hot. Girls, dude, Bo Toxic was there, and Violetta Beretta, and Jesus Christ, and fucking Pearl Lux, dudes. What a perfect name too, because she's all like white. That's her whole deal. She's like crazy albino looking. So Pearl, I don't even know if Pearl's a real name, but she must have done it because her skin tone. I mean, she just looks, man. It's like if you cracked up an oyster and you saw her inside. Good lord, I say.
I agree.
Okay, good. I was hoping so. You were giving me a weird look, like I don't know where you're going with the oyster thing.
Hot in the show.
It was crazy. And I will say this, it's going to be a controversial opinion, but one that needs to be voiced. I liked No Intermission. I understand why you did it because you showed the Ovation television show beforehand, and that took up the spot of your intermission. But I understand also intermission is to sell drinks and things like that. But, man, I liked the pace of it. I liked the bang bang. It was fun.
You liked the bang bang?
I do. I like the bang bang. I also like orangutan, as you know. You know what I really like? A bang bang rangity dang-a-dang. Oh, my God. It blows me away. Don't do it. All right. Bang, bang, rangity, dang-a-dang. So it was fantastic, man. I dug the show last night. Thank you for having me. And our friend Tresha really enjoyed it. Tresha took a couple of photos. Oh, and Tresha bought a shirt from me, a yurt shirt. And that was the whole thing. She's like, please bring my shirt to the show. It's going to be awesome. Don't mail it to me. I said, no problem. I brought it to the show, the shirt to the show. And then she and I actually went out afterwards to go eat something. We went to Toy for some Thai food and talked a little bit. And then afterwards, I said goodbye to her, dropped her off at her car, and I got in my car, and I got home, and I cleaned up my car. Yay! Guess what? There's her shirt in my car. So by the time you hear this, Tresha, it will already have been mailed because it's going in the mail tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday, because I'm recording this on Tuesday. But thank you so much for coming out to the show, and it was great to meet you. And thank you for all your support and all that cool stuff. So the Monday Night Teas was amazing this week, and I hope Tresha enjoyed it. And closing the show was our amazing friend Lily Von Stupp doing her, is it Special? Is that the name of that number? It was really good. And it was so great because, it was all that crazy sexy, and then you brought sexy funny. It was really well done. That was a great show and put together so great. I got to stop saying great.
I'm pretty good at what I do.
You do.
We have the best dancers in LA.
That's what I hear.
And we have professional lighting, and we have professional...
Who cares, man? People are on board with all of it.
Shitting on another show right
Don't
now,
be
and
doing
that's
that.
just mean.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, please. That's what this forum is for.
It was just funny.
It was great. No, but the show was fantastic. Who's there next week?
Chocolate Box Burlesque.
chocolate box. I can't even talk. Chocolate box burlesque.
Yeah, that's Sheila Starciani, Vivi Triple, and Caramel Knowledge.
Now look, we're talking to a guy who knows a lot about candy. Of the three women you just named, one of those is not going to have a lot of chocolate involved in their box, I wouldn't think. I don't...
White chocolate.
There's some white chocolate with Vivi Triple. All right, good.
There's some nuts in that show too, by the way.
What the hell?
I know. There's a theme.
Okay. Is there nougat?
There is a nougat.
Oh my God. Folks, listen to this. How are you not coming out to the show? This show may actually be in my stomach by the time you hear this. Well, that's awesome. So Chocolate Box Burlesque, and it's Vivi Triple and Sheila Starciani, who is Miss Hollywood Burlesque, and also Caramel Knowledge, and then a cast of other people, all sorts of people. Tickets are available at brownpapertickets.com for the Monday Night Tease shows coming up, and also you can go to facebook.com/Monday Night Tease and join that page and get all of the information about upcoming shows.
Can I plug one thing too?
Certainly. Well, I'm getting there. Let me finish this real quick. And facebook.com/HollywoodBQFest is the place to sign up to get all the information about the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, which will be taking place at the end of this year. But there are announcements being made periodically throughout the year, and you'll want to be on board for that. So go to facebook.com/HollywoodBQFest for all of that information. Facebook.com/Monday Night Tease for all of that information regarding those shows every Monday, the longest running burlesque show in Hollywood. And our friend Lily Von Stupp has some other stuff to talk about.
Ovation TV.
Ovation TV, which is channel 274 in DirecTV.
Yeah. Last night we also screened the television show that they filmed at our club. And they filmed with our friend Brian James, who did the book It's All That Glitters.
Okay.
That is running this month. It will hit a few more times. It's called The Art of, and look for the burlesque episode.
The show is called The Art of, and they've had like the art of golf, the art of construction, the art of... They've had those things. Surely they have. They've had the art of getting a plug wrong. They've had all of those. But look for The Art of Burlesque, which is rerunning and is also...
Talk a lot in it.
Do you? Good. That's perfect. I'm excited to see it. I missed it the night it ran, but I can get it on demand on my DirecTV. So it's on demand, or you can find it on Ovation TV. I don't know what other cable channels you may have if you have Time Warner or Comcast, who you have. Check it out for Ovation TV. But I know DirecTV, which I have, is channel 274.
And I will be ripping it soon and putting it online against copyright.
Yeah, that's right. Viva la ripping.
No, they sent me a copy. They said I could screen it, so that's
Good.
not an issue.
Terrific. Well, that's good news. So go ahead and check that out. See our friend Lily Von Stupp on there, and then Brian James getting some plugs, and all the other dancers and people that we know who are friends of the show are involved.
And don't forget, in March, you're involved again.
I'm about to get to that in
Whether
just
you
a
wanna be
second.
or not.
No, I'm involved, and I'm happy to be involved. That's great news. March 22nd, at the Yost Theater in Santa Ana, California, Reservoir Burlesque.
Yay!
The Quentin Tarantino burlesque tribute show is going to be live on a gigantic stage in a huge theater that will swallow me up. Luckily, there are going to be hot girls there who will be taking it to you and making you forget the bad host. But I am hosting the show. That is March 22nd at the Yost Theater in Santa Ana, California. Tickets are available now at yosttheater.com, I believe, right? YostTheater.com is where the tickets are available now for the March 22nd show. And I'm telling you this now, it will sell out.
Yep.
They do gigantic shows in this theater, and it always cracks me up because it's a huge place, and they sell out. They did like the comic book show, all sorts of different stuff that your friend Yachty at Yachty Presents puts on with you, and this is a conjunctive promotion with you.
Yep, this is the two of us working together.
So that is Yost Theater in Santa Ana, California, yosttheater.com, Saturday night, March 22nd. The tickets are available for Reservoir Burlesque, the Quentin Tarantino Burlesque tribute show. I will be there hosting, so come on down and have fun at that and watch all the hot girls. And who cares about me? Hot girls abound, folks. Also, I think, don't you have an appearance this weekend we should be talking about?
You might.
I think we should. Lily Von Stupp, who produces this show, also is an amazing burlesque dancer and a terrific host. And this week she is involved in the Cambridge Burlesque.
It's called the Great Burlesque Expo, and it is in Cambridge.
The Great Burlesque Expo, Cambridge, Massachusetts. You are performing at the Late Show Friday?
I am.
Okay, Friday 10:30, I believe.
Yes.
Tickets are available for this at
They're available at burlesqueexpo.com.
burlesqueexpo.com. Any listeners who want to be out there, and how long will you be in Boston?
I will be in Boston from Thursday night at midnight till Monday morning.
4 days of our Lily, and needing a Sherpa, needing a guide, needing someone to step up and take her out to Faneuil Hall for some raviolis or whatever the fuck it is. I got a lot of people telling me they said it's Faneuil Hall.
Faneuil Hall.
Yeah, but I like Fanuli. That's better. Yeah, they should have called me.
I called it Fanul Hall
Oh.
when I was there.
You should have.
Which annoyed everyone.
Really? Should have called it Fazool Hall. Pasta Fazool Hall. I used to make pasta Fazool. Which, well, actually, Ransom called it pasta Fazool. For me, it was just like ramen with vegetables, and he threw beans in it, which I didn't care for the beans, but you need protein, folks. So Lily will be there. Go to Cambridge.
No.
Go to burlesqueexpo.com.
Or go to Brown Paper Tickets and do a search for Burlesque Expo.
Burlesque Expo.
Yeah.
And that'll be this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tickets are available for all the days, but our friend Lily Von Schupp is performing at the Friday Night Late Show. So come out, check her out, and walk up and tell her you're a fan and that you like her and you want to marry her.
Please do. There's actually a couple listeners coming. So
Oh,
I'm
good.
very excited. They've already contacted me.
It'll be an improv. Well, were you mad?
No, I was very excited.
Were you mad at them?
They offered to drive me from the airport, and I'm like, I'm flying into Boston. You're not driving me to Cambridge. That's like a $30 cab ride.
Yes.
That's crazy. Well,
Well, no,
also,
then-
I got Mr. Hollywood Burlesque and Miss Hollywood Burlesque with me, so you'd be forced to have 3 of us in your car and about 14 bags of luggage.
Oh my Christ!
Yeah, we're getting a town car. Yeah.
Look at you guys.
Well, we have to. There's just too much luggage.
Now wait, the Kennedys are from Boston, and don't they get shot in the head in town cars? Be careful. I think only one of them did, and it was in Dallas. But who cares? I'm gonna extrapolate that and make it all work for me.
Wear a bulletproof helmet.
Good thinking. And make sure Mr. Hollywood Burlesque wears something on his wrist because we don't want that magic bullet taking it out.
Oh yeah.
So that's happening, and of course there's Monday Night Teas, all of those cool things. Please go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can go there to the Joe Business page. We've got plenty of things available for you to pick up. As I've mentioned, tweakedaudio.com/40 is an amazing sponsor of this show and has been for quite a long time. So go and patronize them and get autoerotic asphyxiation earbuds and cock ring watches and gear. While you're there at the MikeSchmidtComedy.com site and the Joe Business page, you should go and check out the Schmitty Comes Alive download, the For the Life of Schmitty download. Those are available. The Dirt shirt is also available. Artwork is available, signed by me and Lily and David. And I should tell you this, our friend Mickey, I think it's Mickey in Australia, ordered artwork. Mickey, I'm going to send you an email because I got to figure some stuff out because I checked into how much it's going to cost me to send it to you, and it's more than the artwork. So, I mean, I have to kind of figure something out here. I apologize for that. That's my fault for not having a button on my fucking PayPal page because I'm like, nobody from overseas is going to want artwork. Yes, apparently they do. So thank you, Mickey, but I have to contact you and talk about. Is it Mickey? I think it's Mickey. You and I are having a conversation now, Mickey. Who cares what anybody else thinks? So, like I said, those downloads are there. Year 1, Year 2, Year 3, Year 4, and Year 5 are available individually or collectively as the UN of Evil box set. And also, there's the pendant on the wall for Amazon. If you click through that Amazon page and you go ahead and shop at Amazon, we will get credit for stuff. And one of these days, Lily and I are going to put together our stores, and you'll be able to buy stuff that we personally endorse and that we like. Lily says she's never doing it. She just shook her head and silently mimed, I'm never doing that. So perhaps I will have to invent a lot of things that Lily likes and put them on her page. Mex already has a page and already has some cool stuff on there. So go ahead and click through. And you don't have to buy anything from our store, but if you click through into our store and then shop at Amazon, like I said, we get credit. And that's pretty cool. My CD, The Big Angry, is available right now, and it's been available, and I will sign it for you. If you buy it on the website, I will personalize it to you, and I will sign it and send it out. So that's Big Angry, and the downloads, and the shirts, and there's all sorts of stuff, folks. Just go to the Joe Business page and explore. Hover over text and hover over pictures and look for fun hover text. I've made it an interactive experience that you can enjoy at least once. Also, by the way, Uber is our friend. I've taken Uber, and they've given me a code for you to use. If you used it in January, I would have gotten $20 off, and you would have gotten $20 off. But from now on, if you use my code, you get $10 off your first ride, and I get $10 credit. And essentially, like I said, pretty soon Uber will be taking me all over this great land of ours, up into Canada, where I'll go visit Katherine Johnson and say hello to her in Vavoom. Uber, the code is, and this is all lowercase, D21UI. Lowercase d, 21, lowercase u, lowercase I. Use that code and get yourself a $10 credit at Uber, or a 10 rupee credit if you're in India, or a 10 dinar credit if you're in Iraq, or you can get a 10 ruble credit if you're in Russia, or you can get a 10 loonie credit if you're in Canada. And I think I'm done with the money. Oh no, you can get a 10 peso credit if you're in Mexico, which is awful. What's that, that's like a cent. That's 1 penny off in Mexico. And your Uber in Mexico is a donkey. Don't call Uber in Mexico. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw that down right now. I'm going to throw down that gauntlet. But yeah, so the code is D21UI.
Do you realize that your code has a DUI in it?
I did not realize that until just this second.
D
Is that
what?
D? Yeah, it's D21UI. And 21.
DUI.
21 is the drinking age.
Yeah.
That's got to be a thing, right?
I don't know.
They must have done that on purpose.
No. I don't think so.
I think they just want to hear me say I, because I say it so well. I. So it's D21UI. And that just seems weird. Boy, look at you putting out a logic puzzle together. You got the DUI, the 21, it's all there. It's all happening, folks. It's all right there in front of you. Uber, I don't like that subliminal messaging. Although how subliminal is it? The D and I, it's the only 3 letters. Of course it's fucking there. They didn't even try to scramble it up. If I would have gotten an IUD 21, it'd be a different story. Then I see, oh, you're trying to get me laid. No, DUI backwards. Oh, Jesus. All right, well, good for them. And good for you for figuring that out. Look at you, logic puzzles. I love it. That's beautiful. You know what? You may be high-functioning autistic.
Thank you.
Perhaps you have some sort of Asperger's. Now you're wondering, is that a bad thing? I don't think it's a bad thing, or at least I've been told it's not a bad thing, and here's why. Because listener to the show, Adam M., who is our friend who we met in Canada and took a photo with, and he's a good guy, and he also created some stuff. It's so funny. All right, I'll get to that in a second. But Adam, on the Westside 86 Jokers page, put up a passage from a book by Temple Grandin that he felt described me very well. And he was saying that he thought that maybe I was high-functioning autistic, or perhaps I was an Asperger's type of person. And the best part is, I got to be honest, I'm all for Adam, and I'm all for what he said. And I also recognize the danger he walked into by putting that up.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what the fuck I'm going to think about it. He doesn't know what other people are going to think about it, because he meant it in a complimentary way. Like, he was trying to be very nice. And the best part is, he even like halfway through the paragraph, he's just like, I don't mean this is a bad thing. I mean this is a good thing. I mean this, I'm not trying to be a jerk. This is totally right. It's an observation. Like, he's me. Like, he's apologizing all throughout the entire fucking thing. And then people, like, they wrote and they were like, this is very interesting. Or some people were like, I don't know if this is the place for this. And he had a great point. He's like, well, if David, Lily, or Mike want to take it down, because that's the way it works. I mean, if anybody puts anything up that I don't like or I don't think belongs there, I take it down. And I got to be honest, I'm pretty lenient about it. I mean, as long as you're not being a dick or you're not being mean to me, then I don't care. I mean, put up anything because I find it interesting. And I honestly was honored that he felt that I was working at the top of my intelligence, whatever my intelligence may be. But then it opened up a nice little discussion about it. And I got to be honest, man, I wasn't thrilled the more I thought about it, because now, again, it's another group that I'm just like. I don't want to be just like anybody. I like being me. I like being just me, stupid me. I don't want to go ahead and be, oh, that guy's just like all the other high-functioning autistic comedians who have podcasts. I don't want to be that guy. Dude, that guy is totally just like the other Asperger's patients who sit in a stripper's kitchen and talk all day. Yes, I know, that's fine, but I don't want to be that person, damn it. I want to be somebody special. I got a head full of goddamn bees. Now that I know that autistic dudes and fucking Asperger's dudes have a head full of bees, I got to change my insect. Do I have to change my insect? Fuck that. No, you change your insect, ass bees. Ass bees and fucking high-functioning autistic dudes, you change your insect. You got a head full of grasshoppers. How about that? You got a head full of mice. Ah, I like that. Dude, if you're a high-functioning autistic, you got a head full of mice. Describe yourself as that, but make it a badge of honor. Like, be happy about it. Because I got a head full of bees, and I'm the only one, motherfucker. Don't even try to claim my bees. But if you're high-functioning autistic, guess what? Head full of mice. I love it. Dude, if you're a fucking Asperger's guy, you got a head full of sparrows. Why are all theirs bigger? How big are the heads on autistic dudes and Asperger's dudes? I got a head full of bees, but I got a giant cranium. You would think that with my size 8 head, I would have a head full of mice, right? But I do not have a head full of mice. I have a head full of bees, and I'm the only one. Do not lay claim to me, autistic people. Do not lay claim to me, Asperger's people. Write about me in medical journals. Doctors, I have a head full of bees, not mice. human lunch meat. I'm nobody. I'm baloney in pants. God damn it. Why do I think I'm somebody special? Why do I think I'm anybody interesting? I'm not. All I bring to the table is everything that everybody else does, but louder. Don't hit snooze on me, motherfucker. I am a hilarious noise machine. I'm going to tell you this. You need to sit down and reevaluate your life if you can pull 2 midget Indian wrestlers out of your skull at any time. You know what? I don't even need you people here. Seriously, I do this. I love me. I don't give a fuck what you think, how you think. God damn it, I'm the greatest. I can't go for Schmidt. No, no. No can do. 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 No can do.